It's the best sim and strategy game. I really like sim and strategy, so that's also why I picked this one. But we had, as a nominees, Advance Wars 1 plus 2, Reboot Camp, Cities Skyline 2, Companies of Heroes 3, Fire Emblem Engage, and Pikmin 4. The winner being Pikmin 4. So I'm a bit surprised because I played Pikmin 1 on GameCube way back in time. And yes, it's a very cute puzzle game which is exclusive to Nintendo. And yes, I understand that strategy yeah, I would have classified it more as a puzzle, but yes, you can say it's strategy. I'm just a bit surprised because there was some strong competition. I'm not putting Advance Wars 1 and Plus 2 in the competition because although it's a great remake, it's a remake. Therefore, out. But City Skyline 2 is a big contender, right? And as Adam was saying before the show, so you didn't hear him, but was saying that maybe this is part of the categories of game which came out too close to the voting, like the fall game. Skyline 2, what, 1 month old? Barely. So maybe the journalists who voted didn't have time to play this one enough, but I believe Skyline was either one of the game of the year or winner of its category or something. Anyway, I'm very surprised he didn't win. Companies of Hero, it's a very good strategy game, but there's a lot of this kind of game. Like right now, there's a Last Train or Home in the same kind, which is a very good game as well, but there's nothing, sorry, don't kill me, but there's something special to me about this game. And the Fire Emblem Engage, Fire Emblem is always very fun, although I didn't even hear about Engage. I stayed with the Three Houses and the one after that, which I can't even remember the name, which were very good already. Fire Emblem is always, like a very good strategy game. And since I don't sit in the nominees, I was like, okay, maybe it's just my old age and my memory is foggy. But yeah, so a bit surprised at Pikmin for one because it's an exclusive and it's a very child-orientated game. Even if you have a Switch, I don't think many middle-aged players want. So it's a very niche game. So what do you guys think about this selection and this winner?
I feel like it's a really broad category because looking at Advanced Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp and I'm guessing Companies of Heroes and Fire Emblem Engage, those are in the same category as Final Fantasy Tactics Ogre, Persona 5 Tactica, that sort of thing. City Skylines, though, just feels so different with the
Wait,
city
oh,
builder. And then I don't know, I'm not quite sure where Pikmin goes into that. But yeah, I feel like you could have broken this down into two different categories: best sim and best like strategy or tactical game. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't played Pikmin 4. I didn't even see that much advertising of Pikmin 4. So I'm not quite sure how the gameplay goes and that sort of things. The very little I've seen has been very good though. But again, of everything else, I hadn't really heard of Companies of Hero 3. I think Korean mentioned it once. I think they mentioned it one time. And then Antoine obviously talked about Advance Wars. And yeah, like Antoine, I had never heard of Fire Emblem Engage. So pretty much the only ones I'd really heard of were City Skylines 2 and Pikmin 4. And I didn't realize Pikmin 4 was out yet.
Yeah, no, to me, City Skylines 2 shouldn't have been there just because it was so badly received on Steam. There were huge issues in terms of performance. It was not like the first one. I played the first one. I think I pre-ordered the first one and I loved it. And it ran on, I think that time would have had a 1080 GTX, which was still a decent high-end graphics card. And it ran fantastically. Like compared to SimCity 4 when EA released it, and that thing was horrible in terms of performance and bugs and issues and that sort of stuff. But City Skylines is just honestly impressive. But I know there's like issues when this came out with there was performance issues, there were bugs, there was typical traffic management issues with cars and stuff, and people like this is not the way traffic works. This is why it doesn't work. There was a bunch of videos online. It was just really City Skylines 2 was set at such a high bar and they couldn't deliver on it. And to me, it made me think there must have been some crunch involved. And Paradox was like, look, we just don't have any more time. And they just released it, which is unfortunate. So I understand why it didn't win. And the rest of these Company of Heroes 3, very niche. A former student of Adams and Mines is a big Company of Heroes fan. So he was a big fan. My older brother is a big fan. But again, I hate World War II, World War I stuff. It's just so goddamn boring. Why? Advance Wars also on my list of things to buy, but again, Advance Wars is turn-based if I'm not mistaken, gents.
It is, yes.
Yeah, to me, Pikmin makes sense. Adam, I can't believe you've never seen Pikmin adverts. They're freaking all over the place in Taiwan.
I've seen posters. Okay, like I've seen posters, and I've seen maybe 2 trailers, but like I haven't seen it in the same sense that I've seen Cyberpunk or Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or Starfield. Yeah, I haven't seen like that level. I didn't even, like I said, I didn't even realize it was already out yet. I thought it was still like in the advertising phase.
I mean, to me, it is one of the very few games like out here in Taiwan that makes it. Like usually, you'll see adverts for online multiplayer games here in Taiwan on buses, on billboards, and places. But Pikmin was one of the very few games I saw this year with big adverts on a bus, a big covering around the bus of Pikmin. And I'm like, that's when you know Nintendo's put money into advertising when they do these things and try to compete with the famous online games. But yeah, to me, it makes sense Pikmin wins because it is fun, it is colorful, it is easygoing. And again, like Anton, you mentioned you played the first one, right? So it is our generation that want to play this, or people like me who unfortunately became from a crazy gamer to a casual gamer wants to play it.